We live in a society where the criminal justice system and the social justice system is reactive.
I fundamentally had attendance issues.
That's all right, he pushed it, there we go.
Emotional control issues, certainly poor decision making. And these were areas of concern that were happening both inside the classroom, in the playground and out in the wider community.
Not just get penalized, everybody's doing push-ups, let's go. Frame, you learned today, stay calm, think about what you learned, think about what you learned.
Once a child is introduced to the criminal justice system,
because one of you is not listening, the whole team is gotta pay for it.
without the right support in place, it spirals.
Shake your hands with your training partner, take a second, stop there where you are.
That spiral will lead to full-time detention and potentially lead to more nefarious offending.
We make the good choice for good role models that we need you guys, okay? And then we are very confident that you are. Keep working, it's 5 seconds. Nice, very good, Ashkan. Good job, boys, that's God.
At the start, when the conceptual ideas were floated about Kaizen Foundation, Khalil and I had extensive talks about the mission of what Kaizen was going to be. And that is to engage in a group of children aged 12 to 16 that are at risk, disadvantaged, or needing extra support. I got involved as an early on investor in the program because I believe through Jiu-Jitsu we can achieve greatness. That being giving them a sense of belonging, show them different skills, and impass different values that Jiu-Jitsu brings, including integrity, resilience, and teamwork.
If the person is trying to hurt you, first things first, do I just walk out and about in school? The guy looks at me, Coach Ronnie look at me and say, you ugly, I don't like you. I go and punch him. So if Coach Ronnie is giving me a hard time, what's the first thing I need to do with him? I need to tell him how I feel. I need to tell him to stop. I need to set boundaries, do you understand? Unless you set boundaries, no one is gonna understand or respect you or listen to you, because unless you tell them how it makes you feel, they're not gonna do it for you. Do you understand? He comes close to me, he starts pushing me, I say, hey, stop, I don't like it. Stop. Another reason, if he continue doing that and I must defend myself, they're not gonna complain to Mr. Clark saying that I was out and about throwing people on the floor, do you understand? Everyone in the play, everyone in the canteen saw I'm telling Coach Ronnie to stay away from me and I don't want trouble. Is that clear? So, stay away, man, I don't like it, stay away. If he continues, I can stop him or I can then control him to eventually take him to the floor. When you clap on 3, 1, 2.
As a criminal defense lawyer, I've seen juvenile justice. I've also worked in the care and protection jurisdiction. Kids that are at risk, kids that are disengaged, and kids that are removed are especially vulnerable. We live in a society where the criminal justice system and the social justice system is reactive. It's reactive because police cannot proactively police someone that hasn't done anything wrong. But this is what the program does. It's a proactive measure to breach that gap. Once a child is introduced to the criminal justice system, it's without the right support in place, it spirals. That spiral will lead to full-time detention and potentially lead to more nefarious offending. It's about addressing the criminogenic needs of an individual.
When I first stepped into the role of deputy principal, one of my first tasks was to identify what the behaviours of concern were, who were the offenders, roughly what time of the week they were offending, and to see what I could do to address those issues. Through the PCYC, was brought into contact with Khalil and the Kaizen Foundation, and that's how this whole connection with our school began. Well, the statistical analysis showed that particularly our younger boys, our stage 4 boys, year 7, year 8, some year 9 boys, fundamentally had attendance issues, behaviour, emotional control issues, certainly poor decision making. And these were areas of concern that were happening both inside the classroom, in the playground and out in the wider community. Through my connection with Khalil, using Jiu-Jitsu as the conduit to engage boys, to get them to work together, to get them to emotionally regulate in a fun and somewhat, physical environment. The results were staggering. After that first semester, what we found was that attendance rates significantly improved, but more importantly, negative well-being data dropped by 52%, and suspension rates fell by a third, 33%.
When we talk about 1% better every day, it means engaging with disengaged youths, give them purpose, a sense of belonging, and steer them in the right direction. Give them opportunities they wouldn't otherwise have, and translates to them also attending classes and bettering their chances at a better education.
Now, I had zero concerns because after meeting Khalil, our connection was that strong, and I knew that he was the type of person who I would like to surround my sons with. So, as a deputy and as a person of influence with the young people in this community, it's part of my role to surround them particularly with as many good people as I can, and certainly Khalil fits that bill. My message to principals throughout this state is that if they are serious about promoting well-being within their schools, and particularly the well-being of their stage 4, stage 5 students, programs like what the Kaizen Foundation offer need to be seriously considered because the outcomes are evident, clearly evident.